In the world of pro wrestling, there is probably no one performer more charismatic as Scott Hall. He had the look, the mic skills, and the character. Whether it was as the bad guy, Razor Ramon in the 90s, to disrupting the industry as a part of the Outsiders, Scott Hall was a once-in-a-lifetime performer, held back by his personal demons with substance abuse. It was the only thing holding him back from being on top. In this episode, the spotlight shines bright as we look behind the gold chains and toothpicks in the rise of Scott Hall. In the early 90s, the wrestling world found itself in a period of transition. The explosive, larger-than-life boom of the 1980s had faded, leaving promotions searching for a new identity and new stars. The World Wrestling Federation, known as the WWF, moved away from its larger-than-life superheroes such as Hulk Hogan.
And what you gonna do, Macho Man?
And the Ultimate Warrior.
Fear! Fear is an aberration!
To smaller and faster stars like Bret Hart.
And the excellence of execution is feeling pretty excellent tonight.
And Shawn Michaels.
And new World Wrestling Federation champion has left the building.
Alongside this new generation of superstars was the toothpick flicking, Cuban native, Razor Ramon.
Say hello to the bad guy.
Based on Al Pacino's character from Scarface.
So say good night to the bad guy.
The Razor Ramon character would first appear to audiences in custom-tailored suits, dripping in chains, using phrases straight out of the film.
I cleared the table for you, man.
Razor's ladder match with Shawn Michaels at Wrestlemania 10 became a milestone in WWE history, forever redefining what a ladder match could be. 4 Intercontinental Championship reigns later, Razor was more than a character, he was an icon. Before the gold chains and razor-sharp attitude, Scott Hall was a young powerhouse breaking into the wrestling industry.
From Tampa, Florida, the Coyote, Scott Hall!
Tall, athletic, charismatic. Hall posed the raw qualities promoters loved, but he lacked one thing, an identity that made him a star. In the early 90s, Scott Hall would arrive in WCW under a new persona, the Diamond Stud. With slicked back black hair, sunglasses, and the arrogance of a superstar in the making. The Stud was Hall's first real taste of character work. Managed by the flamboyant Diamond Dallas Page.
The bottom line is, lizard face McCoy, you're nothing but a Copenhagen dipping, coupon clipping, draft beer drinking redneck.
He strutted, posed, and began crafting the elements that would later define him. The Stud wasn't his breakout role, but the character showed the world a hint of the performer that he would become. As Scott Hall's star rose, so did the pressure. The schedules were relentless, the spotlight unforgiving, and the culture of the wrestling world at the time often left little room for rest. Painkillers weren't uncommon, neither was alcohol. For Hall, they became a way to keep moving, a way to keep performing, a way to keep being the bad guy.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
In 1996, Scott Hall would make the move, which would ignite the wrestling revolution. Appearing unannounced on an episode of WCW Monday Nitro, Hall arrived from the outside.
You want a war? You're gonna get one.
Blurring the lines between fiction and reality, he wasn't Razor Ramon anymore. He wasn't a character. He was just Scott Hall, and it made it feel real. Alongside Kevin Nash, the Outsiders became the foundation of the NWO, the New World Order. Their swagger, attitude, and their sense of danger transformed WCW into the hottest company in the world. The Outsiders didn't just wrestle, they changed the industry. By the late 90s, Hall's struggles with alcohol became impossible to ignore. Even as he lived through one of the most influential periods in wrestling as a part of the NWO, His body and his mind were breaking down, a man drowning beneath the persona which once made him a star. In a move that would later be regretted, WCW blurred the lines between fiction and reality by turning Hall's real-life issues into an on-screen storyline. Stumbling to the ring, acting intoxicated, a man's personal pain portrayed as entertainment. For Hall, it wasn't just an angle, it was his life. After years in WCW, Hall eventually returned to where his greatest character was born in 2002.
Hey, yo.
Alongside Kevin Nash and Hulk Hogan, the NWO made their debut in the WWF. Hall stepped back onto the stage with the same confidence, the same razor-sharp persona, and the same undeniable presence. Though injuries and personal battles limited his run, his return reminded fans why he was one of the most magnetic performers of his era. But even at his lowest, Scott Hall was never alone. Friends fought to save him, and one man in particular, Diamond Dallas Page, refused to never give up. Through DDP's unconventional rehabilitation program, the same man that once swaggered to the ring now struggled to stand. It wasn't a miracle, it wasn't overnight, but slowly, painfully, Scott Hall began to rebuild what addiction tried to take away.
Okay. Step up.
Is that really your hip?
That's his hip.
Hall's career was more than just titles, moments, characters. It was an influence, style, swagger, and innovation. From the Razor Ramon iconic strut to the outsider's industry-shaking arrival. Through triumph and struggles alike, fans never stopped believing in him, and he never stopped giving them something to remember.